Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. And we are here for the Super Touring Cars Championship, Round 2, Season 1. You lucky, lucky duckies. And it's Halloween, it's the night of Halloween, and this is a trick. Because it's last week's, I'm afraid. You are not seeing those pilots battling out around a fantastic track. What you are doing is we are going to reflect. We're looking back on times had, fun times that have bygone. So yes, we are playing catch up because I've had a holiday, and before you ask, yes, it was fantastic. It was great. So, thank you. You gotta save your typing. That's all. You don't have to now. It's just me. So let's get on with the rules. Come on now. Pick up this pace. So, what is the Stcc? See? I can't do letters. Super Touring Cars Championship is our take on the iconic Super Touring era of 90s British Touring Car Championships. Using selected group-free versions of family cars, qualifying will set the grid for both races. With the sprint being a reverse of qualifying results. It's going to be 10 rounds. We're already, 1 round deep, so 9 rounds. With 20 races, they qualified for 10 minutes. We'll have a look at the grid in just one mo. And then they will race in a sprint race for 35 miles. I think I saw 12 laps, but let's see. Oh, and we're at Catalunya. Arriba, and mean. So, hola, mi amigos. Soy Thingamajig. Mucho gusto. So, yes, I'm bilingual, by the way. We're going to do a sprint race, standing start, slowest first, and then we'll go into the feature race, which is 85 miles with a standing start, and that's the fastest first, after the qualifying at the very beginning. Bop is on, BB is on, tuning is off. Fuel is on times 2 with a refill in the fuel as 3 litres. Oh, do you know what? I really should have read other people's before I did my own, because I think I've done everything wrong. I've got 10 litres in the F1 things. I just left it. I didn't realise they had these quick ones. And it's times 3 on the tyres, the depletion, and time will move at the time of 3. And Matt's like straight in with, he woke up and decided violence for some reason. It's all peace and love here, but in the chat he says, Rush of Blood to the Head is the best A-side. And, well, okay, is it an A-side? I thought that was a Rush of Blood, but is that an actual song? Did he release that as a single? I know the name of the album was that. Isn't that the second album? I liked In My Place. I liked Scientist. I am against what Coldplay are now. I'm not a hater of old Coldplay. They had their place. I think they ripped Radiohead off. But hey, why are we starting like this? Let's get on with the rules. A Rush of Blood to the Head is the best A-side. And I can only agree with you because I have no idea. I didn't even know it was a single. And Matt Psycho saying lol. He got me. He triggered me. You see what he's like? You see, people? Get practicing. You're setting off in 20 minutes. Get cracking. Right then, what more do I need to tell you? I've got a table to tell you. There's rules about tyres. We went off kilter because Matt Psycho pulled my chain and spun my head. So in the 10-minute qualifying, they had free choice of tyres of racing, soft racing, medium racing, hard, inters and wets. In the 35-mile sprint race with no pit stops allowed, they have the free choice of racing, soft racing, medium racing, hard, intermediates, wets. And in the feature race, it's all the same, free choice of tyres. But Baby's got back. At least 2 compounds must be used at any point over the 2 races. Use of either intermediates or wets negates the 2 compound rule, so they can qualify on what they want. Come on, get on with it. Joshua is watching. Hey, Josh, mate, how's it going? You star. Big shout out to Joshua. Right, yeah, so that's all that. So the table, okay? One more thing, and then we'll look at the grid. It takes ages to get these things off, don't they? So Matt Psycho, well, remember the battle last week? A week. Last week, 2 weeks ago, maybe, of the pugs, the big pug battle. Well, out of that battle, Matt Psycho is leading the championship on 38 points, with Haza in second on 35 points. Sharon is third in the BMW on 32 points, with Homesick Alien fourth in the Hyundai on 25 points. Fifth place is Ensign Hewitt on 22 points, with Jokers in sixth in the BMW in 17 points. Pat in the Mitzi in seventh with 16 points. Koikarp eighth on 15 points. Madalinsky 9th on 14 points, with Bazza 10th on 13 points. Silverstar is 11th in the Scooby on 13 points. Mrs. Guesty in the Mitzi on 12th on 10 points. 13th for Snorlax on 8 points. 14th for Flashman on 5 points. And Scary Rambo, oh, he might have been in the Scooby. Who did I say was in the Scooby? Silverstar. No, I can't remember. 15th is Scary Rambo on 2 points. Now, you may have noticed I dropped some manufacturers out there because I am Mazda and what's the other one? Lexus blind. They look the same to me. I don't know which one they're in. We'll find out when we go and look at the grid. Then, that's the table. I've had my orders from the Matt Psycho that this has to shuffle on a bit quicker. Now remember, this is a reverse grid of qualifying, so pole is last, and last is pole. Welcome to my world. I'm confused. It's not confusing. Don't take that in the way of me saying it was not good, because it's really interesting. I like it. I like how it happens. So there we go. Silverstar sitting pole for the sprint race, and he will be starting at the back in the feature race. And it is Silverstar and a Scooby, so God knows. Then we have Jokus in his BMW. These two are both starting on the racing medium. Oh, I tell you what, Jokus, you've got some right pair of rims on that bad boy, haven't you? Hey. Look at you. Look at you picking out the best rims. Bazza is going to be green. Green with envy. So Jokus, they seek him here, they seek him there, they seek him everywhere. Jokus, he's here, he's there, he's everywhere, he's Jokus. And then third on the grid is the Harvmeister, the Harvey wall banger in his Jack Daniels Racing. Is it a Beamer? Yeah, BMW. Then we have a Miss, and these are on medium tyres anyway. Now, I'll let you into it. There's not many. I'll tell you when they're not on racing medium tyres. That would be the easiest way to do it. So, in fourth place, we have a Mrs. Guesty Car 22 in a Mitzi, and again, medium tyres. Then in fifth place, we have a Flashman, and he's in a Lexus, and not Mazda, and in the Nicola Pizzeria, and he's looking to deliver. I think I've used that one before, but it's a good one. We'll carry on with it. So Flashman, that'd be 12th in the feature race. Then in sixth spot, we have another Mitzi, the Gulf. No, BWT. No, Gulf. No, BWT. No, Gulf. It's a split personality going on. And yes, we have car number 4, Pat, starting 6th for the sprint, 11th for the main race. This is very erratic. I should chill. There we see Madalinsky in 7th in a non-Mazda, and the Hertz car looks fantastic. He's starting 7th and 10th in the feature race. Right, I'm calming down now. I just got a bit excited because I haven't done this for a while. 8th place is the non-Lexus, and that is Koikarp, and he is starting in 8th place, which will be 9th in the feature race. And let's just look. The detail you've got to say about Koikarp is amazing. He really does He goes that one little bit more, which makes those liveries spicy. Read then, where are we? 9th place, it's the Baz in the green, lean, mean machine. And that is a non-Lexus car. It's a Mazda. I mean, they probably don't look the same, but I just don't know. They just... Yeah, you got that nice little front end on a Lexus. I don't know. I just get them mixed up. I'm old. I get confused easily. So that's Bazza in 9th. He'll be starting 8th in the feature race. Moving on down to the biggest of Daneth in one of the finest cars this season. It's amazing, and that is a non-Lexus. And he is sitting in 10th, which will translate to 7th now. I've missed tyres. Yes, Madalinsky's on Racing Soft, sorry. Right up there in 7th, I missed that. And Biggest Daneth has opted for racing hard tyres. So I think someone's going to be doing some sideways action. Read then. 11th, Snorlax, which translates to 6th in the feature race in the Lexus. And he has got one fine looking mobile under his buttski. Homesick Alien is sitting in 12th place in the Hyundai Genesis, and he's starting on Racing Softs also, and that is 5th place in the feature race, if we ever get there and I get through this grid walk. Oh, this is what full lobbies do for you, though. Lots more chat, hang on. And the Mr. Harvey in the chat saying hello thingy, but he's going to be busy racing in 15 minutes. So, where was he? We're at Sharon in 13th. He needs no introduction. Look at him. And he's in softs, as is Homesick Alien. These guys are aiming to make their way up the rickety split ladder and get to the top with those Racing Softs. But the question is, how will the Racing Softs deal with the tyre wear? Then we move on to the first of... Ooh, it's scary. Look at it. 3 pugs just looming. 3 pugs just looming. So Matt Sarko in 14th place. That translates to 3rd. The championship leader has turned up, I tell you. He's turned up the wick on that livery. Hasn't he just? Hasn't he just turned it to level 11? You thought you could only turn it up to 10? Matt Psycho got it to 11. And him being a guitarist, if he doesn't get that reference, I will never, ever say he's a guitarist again. So then we have 15th. We've got Kimi Räikkönen, apparently, the real one. He stepped in for reserve because I left a gap. You leave for 1 week and they put a bloody Finnish person in your place. It's crazy. No, hang on. I will try it, his name. J. Karapa. And I may have said that totally wrong. So, beg my pardon. Kimi. Over at the back then, in 16th spot, we have the Haza in Racing Softs, and so is Kimi. He's on softs as well. Nice. Yes, I thought it was 69. I was going to say we've got 2 69s on the grid, but it's not. It's 68. I thought there was a clerical error in the admin office. So Haza is on pole for the feature race, in last for the sprint race, and Racing Softs is what he's donning, as is Kimi, and it's Matt Psycho, actually, is on medium. So, whew, tough race ahead for the Psycho Matt. And here we go then. Sorry, Joshua. I'm ready now. Looking at Silverstar on the pole, we're waiting for those lights. Hey, they came on quicker. Maybe it's because the replays are quick. I think the live ones are slow. And it's a go here at Catalunya, and Silverstar pulling away from Jokers in the BMW, and this first corner is going to be a dilemma. And look at Mrs. Guesty, where did she come from? Lightning fast, and Flashman slipping down to 4th, and here it is, the first corner. Silverstar gets in nice and tight, and Mrs. Guesty tried to have a look at the Jokers but didn't quite pay off. And then we've got Pat up into 4th, Flashman slipping in the Lexus with Sharon. Oh, and Pat's wide, he's on the dirty stuff. He's not going to have much grip when he gets back there. He's in front of Flashman, and I think there was enough space there. Oh, and Flashman's given Pat a nudge, giving About another tour off of the track, whilst Flashman also waits, I guess, at the side, I'm thinking. Jokers, meanwhile, has taken the lead. I apologise, we're not going to do this all night because it's going to take ages. And Jokers, though, did take the lead from Silverstar. It's worth a view. He's there right up the noggin, and the Mitzi having a look, and the Beamer comes in tight, and it's an amazing pass from Jokers. Absolutely delicious. He saw a gap, and he pulled that in. How did he get the steering angle on that bad boy? Oh, and Silverstar's got a wobble on. Silverstar and Scooby not behaving. Remember, the tyres very cold on the first lap, and Mrs. Guesty take a mini boo, because you are second in this race, chasing down the Jokers. Quick up into third, with Snorlax in fourth, Bazza in fifth, Silverstar, oh my lord, look at the pugs, look at the pugs coming through. It's just fearsome. They are something to behold. Hang on, wrong button. I'll get there, give me a chance. I'm old and decrepit. So looking back from the Baz, already a line of pugs coming for him, with Haza, Silverstar, well, Silverstar's not a pug, but Bazza in fifth place then, trying to hold on tight, whilst Haza chases him down in that very daunting Peugeot. And remember, Haza is on the soft tyres, so he has got a slight advantage in the corners, but come the end of the race, will he have an advantage? He's in the tow now, in the pug. Then he's pulling, but it's not enough down this straight. He's going to have to wait for either a mistake from the Baz or just getting a good corner. He's got them soft tyres. You can see him pulling closer in the corners, and Baz has gone a little wide. Haza takes that opportunity, and he comes through and says, wowzers, hang on a minute. What's happening up here? We got Joker still leading. Snorlax has entered the ring. He's in the chat, and Snorlax now fighting for the lead. Koikap in third, Mrs. Guesty dropping down into fourth as Haza has the job done on Baz. We saw that. Sixth for Baz. Matt Psycho's on his way in seventh place, being followed very closely by Kimi, and then Homesick Alien in ninth. Silverstar in 10th. Silverstar just clinging on in the Scooby there, and Pat the Mitzi going for it. Pat's going for it on the inside. He's got the run done. And we see Silverstar and Pat having a bit of a to-do earlier, so that may have been a payback. Who knows? Silverstar then 11th. The Halfmeister is down into 12th place. We are on lap 2 already, and this race is absolutely flaming, with Harvey in 12th, chasing down Silverstar. Big Dan in 13th with Shiren. Shiren hasn't come through as quickly as we would thought in the BMW. And interesting, he's tucked up behind the non-Lexus, and Shiren finding anything he can to get by bigger Thanath. Snorlax has gone fastest lap, and he's taken the lead. I apologise, my coverage has been absolutely shocking. And Matt Psycho saying, just don't point. Matt Psycho saying, don't even look. And Skyjack saying, good evening, Princess Hollybop. Hello. And Shiren saying hello, but they're all busy now. And there we go, we've got moved on. Oh, it always happens when I read the comments. That's what you do. That's what happens. But you saw it. Didn't need me to talk about it, did you? I probably would have just messed it up anyway. So Big Dan now. Oh, wow. It wasn't Big Dan he overtook. What's going on? Hang on. I'm trying to sort something out here. Where's Shiren? Who's Shiren just overtake then? Big Dan? Oh, Big Dan on those racing hard tyres. Not happy. Here you go. The back end's around, though. And yeah, he must have overtook Big Dan. I got curried. I got lost. Flashman in 15th with Madalinsky in 16th. Madalinsky on the soft tyres. And he's chasing down Flashman, who did a 51 last time around. So Madalinsky must have had a nightmare on the first lap, because he's starting to prune those lap times now. Snorlax leads, and has done. I apologise, I should have got on it. sooner. Joker's in second, Koikap third, Matt Psycho. Didn't even notice Homesick Alien. There you go, Homesick Alien's there as well in the mix. He's just ahead of Kimi, and Mrs. Guesty now down to 8th. It's a struggle for her, and those medium tyres not gripping the road like she would like them to, with Homesick on his softs, and Kimi and Haza all on those soft tyres. Matt Psycho doing an absolutely cracking job. He's got past Haza, hasn't he? Somewhere along the line, and now he's getting the move done on the Koi. Koi moves over to protect the inside, and Matt says no need, I'm going to do a Perez, but I'm going to do it properly. And he... oh, it is a Perez! My word! I did not know. I promise I did not know. That is crazy. So Koikap in third. I didn't know. I didn't. I thought he was going to do the move. And Matt Psycho then goes for the inside line and gets the job done. And Haza right in his stream as well, also getting the move done on Koi. And Koi's out off of the racing line and dropping like a brick in a bag with a cat. So now Matt Psycho up and into third place, chasing down the BMW of Jokers. We're on lap 4 of 12. Snorlax is trying to run and hide because those Peugeots with those pilots are unbelievable. And Matt Psycho and Haza then nip and tuck with each other. They are towing each other around this track up to the front. Homesick Alien in 5th place, and he still has the bother of Kimi right in his stream. And Kimi having a look, he's going for the move, he's going for the move, he's got it. No, what's happened? Oh my god, Haza and Homesick have come together for some way and somehow, I'm not sure. There's Homesick, there's Haza's going for the outside. Oh, I think it's just a little bit of who knows and where, and no one really, I don't know. It's tough to point fingers at as Haza just disappeared. Oh my, he's not going to get scores. He'll get a point, I think, for this race, but if he's dipped out, he might have had a bad connection. That might have been what happened. So Snorlax then is leading this race, and the threat has now just got a little less. And Jokers, but he's got Matt Psycho and Kimi. It's a triple toe. Matt Psycho trying to close the inside, but Kimi has got the move done. Well, it's all about the brakes, but Kimi's in the best position there. He's in second, and Matt Psycho remembers last time he tried to go around the outside and settles in for third place as Joker slips down into 4th. Koikap is in 5th, Bazza 6th, Guesty, Mrs. Guesty is in 7th. Haza didn't disappear. Sorry, I apologise, Haza. It looked like you just... oh, did it reset you? Oh, what an absolute kick in the butt. Yeah, it must have reset Haza. He just disappeared, so I thought he'd gone. So Haza now with a lot of work to do and not as fresh tyres against Mrs. Guesty and the Baz. The Baz is seeming to drop back into that battle though, and that could be quite tasty. And Haza going around the outside of the Mitsubishi and now setting for Haza. What's happening up at the front? Kimi is into second, Matt Psycho in third, Jokers in 4th. Nothing has changed here, nothing to see. Snorlax still leads, and he's got a beautiful lead as Snorlax. He might just goddamn pull this off. Let's just wait and see. He's done a 42.9. Kimi's done a 43.3. Matt Psycho a 45.3. Jokers is for 46.1. Koikap 47.4. And it's spreading out now on lap 5. Haza has already made up 2 positions. He's got past Mrs. Guesty. Well, we saw him getting past Mrs. Guesty. And Sharen's come to life. Sharen, as though he was further back than we expected. He's got the fastest lap of the race, and he's given little Miss Guesty. I can't do that. Oh, it's been a while. So he gave her a little bump, which helped her along the way. Pat was there. I was just going to go on Pat. There he is. I double pressed. So Pat crosses the line in 10th spot, and he's chasing down Sharen, and he's got Harvey, 145.0 for Harvey last time around. Pat doing a 45.2. It's a close battle between these two, and we've got side-by-side action with Homesick just getting past Silverstar, it looks like, in the tow. Homesick a 44.9 last time around, Silverstar with a 46.2. Big Dan hasn't made no progress on those racing hard tyres. In fact, Madalinsky is going for a move up the inside, half off the road. He has got the cojones, but he does not pull it off. So Big Dan still remains in 14th, with Flashman struggling at the back with a 53.7 last time around. And that's a man, you can't say he's not pushing, because the dude is absolutely on the edge as he drives around. In fact, he probably could do with slowing down a little bit, but he only knows one speed, does Flashman. He is the Flash, man. So Snorlax leads, and it's got closer. It's got extremely closer. A 43.7 for Snorlax, and his mediums are starting to show wear on lap 6 of 12, and wearing worse than Kimi and Matt Psycho, not keeping up. But he's got the medium tyres, hasn't he? So it's a struggle for Matt Psycho. He's obviously hoping those racing softs on Kimi's car go away. And it's just a waiting game for Matt Psycho. Haza has made his way all the way up to 4th place. I think we saw it though, did we not? Koikart, oh, Jokers has dropped back. It's Jokers that's dropped back, and now he's being bothered by Shiren, is he not? No, that's Bazza and Shiren having a battle. Sorry. Humph. So Jokers is in a nice little pocket on his own, chasing down Koikart. Koikart having a great race there in the non-Lexus in 5th place. Fantastic stuff. Jokers in the BMW chasing down in 8th. Shiren in 9th. It's going to be a BMW on BMW action pretty soon. What was Jokers' last lap? A 47.1. He must have made a small mistake with Shiren pulling out 43.4. And then Baz. Oh no, Baz is there. He's not in a BMW. He's in a non-Lexus. Oh, Corona! Bazza giving it some massive sideways action. Big Dan would be absolutely proud. And no, Shiren is not pulling away from the Baz. In fact, the Baz, the sideways action did the job, because he's up the inside of the BMW. Is it job done? Yes, sirree, it is. No, it's... Oh, Shiren just stuck in there. I'm not sure how much of the track Shiren's tyres saw then, but it's oh no, who's that? Jokers has lost the BMW, and he makes his way quite swiftly to virtually the back. He's on the track, he's all over he's here, he's there, he's every... No, Jokers. So Big Dan on those hard tyres, being still battling with the Mads Linsky, and what a battle them two are having. You could watch anything, you know. You're all going to be sat there saying, well, he's not watching my race. He's not my way. I'm keeping it broad. I'm trying to watch everyone's race. And hey! Big Dan gets a huge wiggle on, and Matt Linsky gets the job done and finds he's got a face full of Pat, and he wants Pat as well. Oh, a little tap on Pat's rear derriere, and Pat goes along his way. So no harm, no foul. If anything, he probably helped Pat get through the corner a bit quicker. But it's given Big Dan the run. It's given Big Dan the run on Madalinsky, so Big Dan has slipped on by, so Pat, he could have affected Madalinsky's race there. Jokers is playing catch-up, he's ahead of Flashman there, 48.8. What's this one going to be? He's on it now, 47.6, he's there. Jokers are 2.05, because we saw he made a mistake. Madalinsky fighting Big Dan for every single inch of that track, and they've got Pat just ahead of him in 12th place. What an absolute race this is. We've got to have a quick look up the front though. That race looks beautiful, but Snorlax has been caught by Kimi, and he's just about to go for the jugular. He's coming down, Snorlax protecting his inside. The Lexus doing a fine job on lap 8 of 12. Only 4 more laps to go as the Pug does the job around the outside. Unbelievable. Beautiful. Although, yeah, remember, Snorlax on the medium tyres, and those soft tyres, are they ever going to give way? I doubt it. So we're already two-thirds into the race. Let me just get my abacus out and work out a fraction what race we're in. Why? We're 8 of 12, okay? And Matt Psycho is in the spot. Matt Psycho pulling out of the stream of slips and heading for a late break and a dive on Kimi. No, sits quite nicely behind, but he gets the job done on Snorlax, and it's the Pugs at the front. Snorlax in third, and Haza is going to be a 3-way Pug action up front. If Haza has his way, he's having a look up the inside, and those medium tyres of Snorlax must have given up. Look at that, his front left is just absolutely battered, and he's got no defence for the soft tyres that are still in there. The pugs looking after their tyres extremely well. Haase tries for the outside, and Snorlax just trying to make life as difficult as possible, which is what he's there to do. He wants that position. It's his position. Oh, a little tap from Haase under braking. Haase wants to brake a bit later. Haase, you got to remember, bro. He's got ruined tyres. He's ruined his tyres. He's going to have to brake early, or he's going to be off. So Haase just misjudging how Snorlax needed to brake so early, and Matt Psycho is he's fanboying all over Kimi right now. He's trying to get an autograph. He's all over him, and the tyres, it could be a big thing here. There is more wear on the soft, but as a discussion I saw in Discord today, the tyre wear is relative. The mediums, brand new mediums, are still not as good as totally worn softs, is the verdict, we think. No one's done any science on it, it's just, you know, it seems to be. So Matt Psycho, all up and in. Well, let's have a look. What time's he doing? A 43.7 for Kimi, with Matt doing a 43.6. Nothing in it, actually. I'm talking bullish. And Snorlax is still, I mean, I'm watching them two, but this is the battle, isn't it? It's got to be. I know there's loads of battles behind, but Haase now pulling the trigger. No, he still cannot get it in there. He's got the fastest lap of the race so far, and now he's got to be, and he's got to have secured that inside line, and he does. Gets his nose ahead, and the job is done. Now, this is interesting. I am sure that Kimi and Haase are friends. Oh, Matt Psycho pulls the trigger. He goes up the inside. He's taking no gambles, no risks. I was saying there could be a risk that Matt Psycho getting backed into Haase. It's a very close championship, and Kimi is a wild card just for this round. And I wouldn't say that they would try and fix the race, because it's not a manufacturing race. But all I'm saying is that could have been quite an awkward situation. So Matt Psycho then makes his car as wide as possible as Kimi looks for the slightest of gaps, but he has to back out. Snorlax still being a nuisance for Haase, and Haase looks up the inside. Has he got it? No, because Snorlax is still there, and Snorlax is a thorn in the side of the Flying Finn, and he's racing wonderfully. You've got to say, he's not doing anything naughty, is he? Not that I've noticed. He's just racing hard. Something that Lewis should have done in 2021, was it, at Abu Dhabi? Hey, Lewis, if you're watching, that's how you keep a car behind you with faster tyres. It can be done, because I've seen it in F1 before. I've seen many people do it in F1. I'm not harking back to the old history, but I get sick of it. Matt Psycho up the inside, and Kimi now back in the lead of this race. He must have got a toe down the straight. Haase is finally through, off the toe, and Snorlax now fourth, but what a grand fourth. Shiren in fifth, and it's tight here still between the Koi and Baza. Tyres are playing a big part here. They're getting very old on the penultimate lap, and Koi trying to lock down that sixth place. The points would be beautiful for him, and the Baz wants it. Homesick Aliens climbed up to... Oh, is that? Koi's gone wide. The tyre wear, the Deg is catching them out in the corners, and Homesick gains another spot in the Hyundai Genesis, and now sitting in seventh, just behind the Baz. Then we have Mrs. Guesty. Tyre wear's not looking too bad for her, you know. And with a lap and a half to go, and Koi Kart definitely struggling under the brakes and gripping the corners, Mrs. Guesty could get herself an 8th place here, a top 8. That is beautiful. Harvey, 10th at the moment. His tyres are nearly dead as well, but he's sticking with Mrs. Guesty and trying to do the same, achieve the same goal as what she is, Koi Kart. Madalinsky, after his huge battle with Biggeth Danath, has come out 11th so far, but his tyres are virtually dead, and that's going to be a struggle with a Scooby behind him. They're quite well preserved for this stage of the race of Silverstar. So Madalinsky could be slightly troubled right now. What's his last one? 45.0. Silverstar 47. Well, we'll have to keep monitor the situation. Big Dan has had a great race, really. For racing hard tyres, he should have been driving at the back, and he's held that sort of 13th spot all along. They're on the final laps now, the leaders are anyway. Pat in 14th, his tyres are absolutely shot, and those mediums, when they're shot, are no fun. I found even when they were half shot, they're no fun. Jokers in 15th. What unfortunate race for Jokers. One small mistake, that's all it's taken, and he's down in 15th with Flashman. Tyres looking good for Flashman, and the times are good. Look, he's done a 44.8 and a 45.5. He's getting great lap time, so he's just on the raggedy edge all the time, though. It's just on the verge of just dipping over the edge. So we've got this battle, and Haza has caught up with the Sykes. The soft tyres have hung in there for the whole race. And Matt Psycho having to defend. He's going to have to pull a Snorlax on Haza here and just make that Peugeot as difficult to get by as possible as Kimi disappears into the distance here. And we're on the final lap. This is the final corner, so... And there we go. Kimi comes around to take his first win in the VRC. Well done. Matt Psycho grabs second and Haza grabs third. Take a boo, my son. Snorlax comes around for a grand fourth place, and Sharen grabbing fifth. He had a strong round one as well, so good points for Sharen in the BMW. And he's followed very closely by Homesick Alien in Hyundai, and Bazza grabs himself a fine seventh. Koikab does keep that eighth place. Mrs. Guesty didn't quite catch him up, and Mrs. Guesty, though, stays ahead of the halves for a grand ninth. Great stuff. Harvey nearly a top 10, but Madalinsky from nowhere has come through and grabbed 10th from the halves. What a shame for Harvey. And Silverstar staying ahead of Big Dan for 12th, and Big Dan 13th. Pat in 14th. He must have had a bad lap. No, it's not a bad lap. Jokers comes home in 50. What a shame. It's only one lap that really got him unstuck. And Flashman grabbing great pace by the end of the race. Just one or two little blips along the way, and he gets 16th. Okay, so the it's official. It's the Peugeot Championship. And Kimi grabs himself his first win in the Virtual Racers Club. Well done. I'll even try and say your name. Jay Kahapa. I prefer Kimi, if you don't mind. Matt Psycho in second place, with Haza grabbing third. That championship battle is hot, isn't it? Isn't it just flaming? Haza getting the fastest lap as well. So, oof. Snorlax fourth and a grand fourth. It's a shame he didn't get on the podium. Oh, take a boo, my son, Haza. And Snorlax, what a shame. He did everything he could to stay in the fight with the Peugeots, and just for him to be able to see the Peugeots by the end of the race, has to be said, is a great race, because those pugs just disappear. Sharen coming home in fifth place in the BMW. Good solid points for the Beamer. And Homesick Alien in sixth. We saw him have a big off earlier in the race, and he's had to fight his way back. I mean, they're 2 seconds slower than the fastest lap, all of these cars. Bop my bum. Bazza, no, the pilots are good as well, I'm just saying. Bazza, 7th. Cracking. Good points for the Baz. Koikart comes home in 8th. It's a shame he was right up there, wasn't he? But I think that non-Lexus ripped its tyres to shreds, and it was a fight for Koikart near the end there. Mrs. Guesty in the top 10. Fantastic stuff. And she's got to be proud of that one. Car 22 doing a super job. And Madalinsky just snatching the top 10 away from Harvey there. Right at the dead. And with dead tyres as well. So a big up to the Polish driver. And unfortunate for the halves. But it's only 1 point, man. But it's a shame. But 49.4, he made a mistake on the last lap, you see. So halves really, he kind of threw that one away, I'm afraid. And but still a great drive, 11th. Hey, in this field, I'd take it any day, because my spot would be 16th. So 12th for Silverstar in the Scooby. He was up there when he on pole. but he had some issues. But he's done well in the end to get 12th. Big Dan on those hard tyres, always up against it. Got himself 13th with Pat in the Mitzi destroying his tyres, and it looked like he had 1 or 2 laps he'd rather forget. Coming home in 14th. Joker's in 15th. Man alive. He weren't that bad, was it? It was just that 1 lap and the lap after with the dirty tyres. Other than that, great pace. Should have been higher for Jokers in the BMW in 15th. And Flashman, he had great pace as well. It's such a hard field that you just make that one mistake. One mistake and it really punishes you. And you've got to feel for these guys because they're out there and they're giving it their all. I have so much respect for them. So much respect for each and one and every single one of them. Right then, shall we get on with the feature race? Because I feel this is taking a while, is it not? Sorry, that's my fault because I haven't done it for ages and just, gabbing. I haven't done gabbing for a while. Right, we'll get out of this. I think that's how I do it, isn't it? I don't remember. I'm rusty. I go to collection and sprint, so that's the feature. And we go down to view. See? No, I didn't need to tell you any of that. I don't know why I needed to say it out loud. Now I'm going to have a drink of my drink, if you want to know. Ooh, they're about 15 minutes away from qualifying, and I'm only just going to the feature, so definitely no live show tonight, guys. Sorry. I tried. This was me trying and missing the mark. Story of my life. Don't look at the cheat sheet. Right, let's pause this because I get stressed. Not dressed, I get stressed. Get all of that on. No car display names. We don't need that shenanigans. This is where they qualified. You don't need me to tell you. Oh, bloody hell. It's Haza, then Kimmy, then Matt Psycho, Shuren, Homesick Alien, Snorlax in 6th. 7th is Big Dan. Bazza in 8th. Oh, we don't even know what tyres they are. We'll go down and bloody hell. Sorry. I'm not moaning. So, Haza starting on the softs in pole. Then we have Kimmy in 2nd. He is also... Oh, he's starting on the mediums. Yeah, they've got to use 2 compounds, don't forget. I've lost track. Haza started on the softs in the sprint, so he's still got to use some mediums. Kimmy has used softs, so this would be his 2nd compound. He's starting on the mediums. In 2nd, Matt Psycho starting on the mediums. And he was on the medium, so he has to use a 2nd compound. He's in 3rd. Shuren starting on the softs. And he started on the softs in the sprint race as well, so he has to use a 2nd compound. Homesick Alien on the mediums, and he used the softs, so this is his 2nd compound. They're going to have to make more than 1 pit stop anyway, I know, so it's kind of moot. Homesick in 5th, Snorlax in 6th, starting on the mediums. 7th, Big Dan on the mediums. Bazza is in 8th on the mediums. Koikap 9th, he's starting on the softs. Madalinsky 10th, he's on the softs. Pat 11th, he's on the mediums. Mrs. Guesty starting 12th on the softs. Harvey in 13th on the mediums. Joker starting 14th on the softs. And Silverstar starting 15th. We've lost someone for some reason. And whom have we lost? No, don't tell me. I'll work it out. Who didn't I see? Silverstar, he's starting in 15th on the mediums. Now then, let's... Snorlax is there. Madalinsky's there. Guess Mrs. Guesty. The halves. Jokers. No, I don't know. I don't know who we lost. Who did we lose? Silverstar, Jokers, Harvey, Guest. Oh, Flashman. Oh, Flashman. Flashman having car difficulties, not making the grid for the feature race. So let's get on with it, should I? Sorry, Joshua. I'm on it now. The lights are on. We're looking at Haza. It's a long pause, and then we go. We go here, and Kimmy goes shooting ahead already. The mediums seem to always start better than the softs. And Matt Psycho then is caught up in a malaise with Shuren as we come flying down to the first corner. Haza goes for a move on Kimi, but Kimi stays in there, and Kimi holds the lead, and Haza trying to go around the outside and gets the job done rather easily. Matt Psycho in third spot with Shuren in fourth. Homesick Alien fifth. Pat sliding around, I can hear him screeching in sixth, with Snorlax already trying to get the move done on in seventh, and Bazza there with Koi. Koi's getting bothered by Big Dan. It's a malaise of cars down here. Madalinsky in 11th. Halves has lost it. Oh no, poor Halves. And that's Guesty then, Mrs. Guesty in 12th. 13th, because Jokers is having a look. Jokers is right off the inside, and Mrs. Guesty keeping her foot in, but it is Jokers that just gets the jump on the Mitzi there. Silver Star in 14th, and Harvey recovering, and not too bad. He can still see the pack ahead. So Haza leads from Kimi, and then we have Matt Psycho in third. Kimi on the mediums, as is Matt Psycho, and Haza on the soft, so he is going to try and run and hide as Matt Psycho tries to circumnavigate, get around the track. It's circumnavigate, but it's so close to circumcise, I'm just not comfortable using it. So Shuren in fourth, with Homesick Alien in fifth, and Snorlax there in sixth. Snorlax after his very, very strong sprint race in the shout there, as Homesick Alien will be wanting to make up points for the ones he lost in the sprint. And I love the sound of screeching tyres. It's just puring for the soul. Pat in the Mitsubishi doing very fine at the moment in 8th place, chasing down the non-Lexus of Koikarp, and the Bazza in the Mazda also chasing them down, and Big Dan in the Mazda. Jokus in the BMW right in there. He's done a great job, hasn't he? Started right from the back. No, Silver Star was behind him, but he started from the back and he's made his way up through. Madalinsky in 12th, under trouble from Mrs. Guesty. Sorry, I'm nearly like making a single. Mrs. Guesty. It's because I've been watching a lot of Loki, so it's missed minutes. I'm obsessed. Oh, and Silver Star giving it some big elbows there as he gets past our dainty, lovely Mrs. Guesty. How dare you, Silver Star? Who do you think you are? You big meanie, you big bully. Has he just pulled out of the way? I didn't mean it. You didn't have to do that. So Madalinsky then in 12th, Mrs. Guesty in 13th, the halves in 14th, fighting hard. Back up at the front, we've got Haza, we've got Kimi, and then we've got Matt Psycho in third, Shuren in fourth, keeping check with the pugs as we're on lap 2 of 29. Homesick Alien in fifth on the mediums, remember, and Snorlax chasing him down with those medium tyres also. Then we've got Koikarp in 7th with the Baz in 8th. Pat in 9th. Has Baz got past Pat there? I think he has, you know. And Big Dan's going for a move on the Pat as well, as Jokers pulls a move as well. It's 3 wide coming down the straight, and oh my God, tighten your britches. This could be dangerous. Pat on the outside, Jokers on the inside, and Madalinsky was the one the director decided to watch. And it's Pat then fights his way through, and Jokers in 10th with Big Dan losing out between all three. But what an absolute battle we are having here for 9th, 10th and 11th. Big Dan just keeping an eye on the BMW and the Mitsubishi in his Mazda, I imagine. Everyone seems to be in one. And Big Dan around the outside of Jokers, but it doesn't pay off, and Jokers is feisty. He's here, he's there, he's everywhere. Jokers is everywhere. Jokers. So Jokers exits stage left. Oh, sorry, wrong button. I'll get used to it. He makes up a position there with Guesty in 12th. Harvey making that small mistake earlier on is now chasing down the Joker. He can make him last at least 12 laps, maybe more. And for Shiren, but maybe Shiren has a master plan up his sleeve to pull on those blooming fast Peugeots. And Homesick Alien in 5th place in the Hyundai. Tight knit. So Koikap in 7th, doing very good there, 43.6. The Baz 44.5. Further down, Big Dan finally beat the battle with Pat and Mrs. Guesty. Mrs. Guesty slipping behind Madalinsky. No, Mrs. Guesty must have already been there. Who was that 3-way battle with? Someone's gone, and I don't know who. But Madalinsky was already in 11th. Was it with Madalinsky? Such a short memory. It's such a scary thing. So the Baz did a 44.5 last time around. He's in 8th place with Big Dan in 9th with a 45.5. Pat's under threat from Madalinsky. He did a 45.4 and Madalinsky a 43.5. So Madalinsky is shaking it up and getting it moving. And it's so much better, that final corner, without the silly chicane, with the Mickey Mouse chicane. And Mrs. Guesty in 12th. Now going for the move on the inside of Pat. Pat leaving that open. No, he tucks back in behind. He doesn't feel like he can break up the inside of Pat. And so far, Pat doing an absolute sterling job in the Mitsubishi, holding off the Lexus. But it looks like now Madalinsky up the inside, better grip than Pat. Pat is on the mediums, and Madalinsky again getting outbraked by the Mitsubishi, and Pat holding it around the outside there and then keeping hold of that 10th spot. Oh, he's drifted wide there, giving Madalinsky the line, and Madalinsky has accepted the invitation and takes the spot. Up to 10th for Madalinsky and Pat. What a battle between these two. Fantastic stuff we're getting. Fantastic stuff, I'm telling you. Madalinsky and Pat, great stuff. Haza still leads with Kimi in 2nd, Matt Psycho in 3rd. We're looking at the battle for 10th place at the moment with Madalinsky and Pat. Pat going for 11. Sawn off shotgun. So Madalinsky then in 10th, trying to defend from Pat. Big Dan, meanwhile, 43.9 from Big Dan, chasing down. Ooh, it's about 0.3 faster than the Baz. What does Baz do this time? A 43.8. That's what he answers that with. And a 44.8 from Big Dan, so nearly a second slower than the Baz. The Baz shooting across the bow of Big Dan and telling him to stay back. Koikap, solid race in 7th spot so far with the soft tyres. Can't live with Snorlax on the mediums, and Snorlax can't live with the Alien, who is catching up with Shiren. And the mediums starting to come into their own for Homesick Alien, as Shiren catching up with Matt Psycho. Is Matt Psycho fuel saving? It looks like Matt... No, the fuel's similar between all of them. Haza's got fastest lap time, with Kimi in chase on their medium tyres. Matt Psycho seems to have slipped back. Yeah, lost 2 seconds that last lap. He must have made a small mistake. So Matt Psycho drifting back into the BMW and the Hyundai. And Shiren 42.4 for Homesick Alien closing in. No, same lap time pretty much on the Beamer. Lovely little battle for the podium brewing here, with Matt Psycho, Shiren and Homesick Alien all rather close. Then Snorlax just a little bit away from it, ready to leap into some of that action. Man, I'm alive, I'm starving. I might have a biscuit if you don't mind. I'll mute the mic. It's a long race. Oh, no, I might. They're soft. They've gone soft in the suitcase. God damn it. Oh, they might be a bit harder further down. I know I said I was going to mute the mic, but I couldn't be bothered. However you say it, nice or nice, these are damn fine. People slag these biscuits, and I don't know why. But what more do you want? A nice biscuit full of sugar on it. That is some fine dining, people. Reminds me very much of the big biscuit debate we had in the stream in 2018, where I tried to argue that the chocolate hobnob was the finest biscuit. And I got a backlash of biscuit chat. Everyone's got an opinion on a biscuit. Luckily, no one's watching, so there will be no debate. But they're all racing, that's why. Oh man. So Snorlax in 6th place, chasing down Homesick, but he's about a second off of the pace there of the Alien. And Shiren is matching Matt Psycho. And Matt Psycho must have a bit of a sweat on in this one. He can't afford to lose. He's losing with the wild card of Kimi in the mix. He's losing more points than he would like or would usually do to Haza in this race. So he cannot be done with Shiren sneaking one up the inside of him. So Matt Psycho under a lot of pressure, thinking of the long game, thinking of it in 10 rounds time, or not 10 rounds, but after 10 rounds, what the point situation will be. And he's deadly serious. This championship, he's laid his claim to it. And the only man to beat really is Haza, and he doesn't need Shiren getting his big nose in things. Homesick Alien as well could cause an upset. In 5th place, Snorlax drifting away from that little pack now. The mediums, he's not great with tyre wear, is it? For he's a hard racer. He turns in late. He must just really sling that bad boy in instead of just cruising into a corner. He must just leave it last minute and just yank that wheel, because he does like to tear up them front tyres. Koikarp, well, I'll talk about tearing up front tyres. Koikarp, lap 8, his tyres are nearly shot. So Koikarp fighting with the Mazda. He's in 7th though. How far away is Baz? Baz doing a 44.4. Koikarp 43.6. I mean, he's keeping pace, so what's he got to worry about? What's he going to do this lap? As he comes around the final corner, the final beautiful corner. Now we've taken that Mickey Mouse chicane out. Yeah, 43.9. It's all right. It's not bad against the Bazza's mediums, and Bazza has been caught though. 46.7 for Baz. It's a bad one for him. 45.0 for Big Dan, and this is great for Koi. If these guys are all battling down here, Big Dan's going to go for the move up the inside, on the brakes late, and into 8th place for Ensign Hewitt. Big Dan, the big of Daneth, does the job against Bazai. And Madelinsky wants to get involved as well. Look at him chirping up. Hello, new boy. He's coming up the inside of the Baz, and it looks like Baz has no defence. Oh, yeah, he does. He was just more further ahead. It was the camera angle that caught me out. Is Baz thinking, is it time for a pit stop? Is he losing pace because of that front racing medium tyre? Or did he make a mistake? This is the thing. You can never know because you're not watching them every step of the way. Mrs. Guesty is up into 11th. I think she's got herself ahead of Pat. Pat slipping back. Yeah, he did do. Lap 5 wasn't great for him. Harvey keeping with Pat. Looking to get the moves done. Like Jagger. Jokus, oh, he shot his tyres 2 pieces. Even though they're dead sexy rims, he's cutting up them tyres. And Silverstar playing catch up after his early excursion off to the other side of the track. The wrong side of the track. The green side. Haza then holds the line, does a job. And we've got our first pit stop. Koikarp into the pits, lap 10. And I don't think it's 65% fuel. So I imagine he's going to top that one up. And see how far that gets him into the race. I think that was someone else heading into the pits as well. Was that Pat as well? He's not happy with them mediums. Even more fuel, 67%. Jokers as well. He has totally totaled his tyres. So he's come in 64% fuel. Fuel still fat in these cars as they rip the tyres. And Haase is getting through his softs, his two outside ones. That's what this track does to him. And Kimi, tyres looking very polite and looking to close the gap on Haase as they go into qualifying in round 3. It's bizarre. It's bizarre doing one of these at the same time they're actually doing one of these. So Matt Psycho in 3rd. He's keeping Shiren at bay for now. Shiren's tyres are getting on the older side. Homesick Alien. His medium's still in there. But he's not got the pace that he was having. 43.3 last time out. 43.0 for Shiren. Matt Psycho a 42.3. He crosses the line with a 43.1. He's chasing the Finns as Shiren 43.0 again. Pop on, near enough. Same as last lap. And Homesick Alien at 43.2 goes 10th faster than he did the previous lap. Snorlax. Oh, I said that posh, didn't I? Snorlax is 44.0. He's struggling with that tyre wear. And he'll be thinking pit stop, pit stop, pit stop, box, box, box soon. Big Dan, he's destroyed his tyres, but he just doesn't care. He just cracks on. And Madalinsky as well, getting through their tyres as the Baz. Also struggling with that tyre wear. Lap 11 of 29. And are they going to try? Are they trying? Oh, Madalinsky making a small mistake there, it seems. Under braking into the corner and gives Baz a 8th spot as he tries to chase down Big Dan again. Guesty, Mrs. Guesty up to 10th now. She got herself ahead of Harvey as well. I thought she was, oh, and it was Koikar pitted, that's why. Sorry, no. She was ahead of halves. So, Guesty in 10th, and her tyres are starting to look pretty worn, and they'll be thinking of a pit stop soon. Harvey, in 11th, tyres are a bit better than Mrs. Guesty's, and the car 11 looking mighty fine so far. Koikar made that stop. He's gone for hards. He's gone for hards and he hasn't filled it right up. That is curious. But he has struggled with tyre wear, but I thought mediums would be enough for him. Matt Psycho's in. He's the first of the leaders to pit. No, followed by Shiren. Shiren's matching his pit stop strategy. Homesick stays out. Homesick stays out. He's still got more he's got more pace in the Hyundai with those medium tyres, he feels, and he's going to go along with Snorlax also staying out, and you'd think Snorlax would want a pit stop, but no, he's stayed out. Kimi is closing in on Haase. Haase's tyres are absolutely shot. The rear left is the one I'm looking at, and I'm thinking that's an angry tyre. So Haase then struggling with that tyre wear as Kimi, his fellow countryman, closes in to take the lead. Homesick Alien in 3rd, Snorlax in 4th, Big Dan now up into 5th. Look at this. Oh, Baza and Madalinsky and Matt Psycho. Oh, Matt Psycho pitted, didn't he? He's put softs on. He's come out right at the wrong time for him, didn't he? He wanted to make up time, and he's right in the battle with and Shiren's there as well. Who's someone's gone? Oh, Big Dan's ahead of the Baz. So yeah, Madalinsky fighting with Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho could do without that battle, really, and he's got the job done. He's gone through, but he wants to lose as little time as possible, and he's hit all the traffic. Haase's in, and this is where Matt Psycho's also gained on the Baz, but Matt Psycho really wanted to get the undercut there, and I think the traffic has killed any chance of getting a jump on the Haas, as Matt Psycho then in 6th so far, and Haas and Kimi stays out. Haase, he's still getting dealt with, serviced, and Matt Psycho then comes along the straight. Haase's moving. It looks like he's maintained the position. He's on medium tyres, and Matt Psycho behind Bigger Daneth, who still hasn't pitted, and those tyres are atrocious. Big Dan, They're done. This is just turning into some sort of weird rubber latexy kind of torture thing. And Big Dan doesn't make it difficult for Matt Psycho to get by. And Matt Psycho now set to chase Haza, who's on the mediums. Matt Psycho's on the softs, less fuel. It's going to be trying to play it strategically. Meanwhile, Kimmy out there. Tyres look good. Fuel looks good. One stop in, we assume, here with Homesick Alien. Also, I think, trying to get that one stop to work for him. Fuel's not a problem. It's a splash and dash for the fuel. It's them tyres that is paying dues. Snorlax as well. Tyres have been bad for a while. He's kept them in there. And Haza then, fresh rubber on the mediums, and away he goes. Matt Psycho setting chase on the softs. Lost more time than he probably would have liked in the traffic, but now he's doing the job. He's got a bit of space ahead of him now, and he can just set on his task on the softs, chasing down Haza. Interesting stuff. Big Dan, tyre's dead. It's done. But he's trying not to come in. He wants a one stop maybe. We're on lap 13. You want to get to about, I don't know, 14, 15 at least for a one-stop strategy. Snorlax pitted, and Big Dan still hasn't, nor has the Baz. But the Baz, I think, having a bit more grip than Big Dan at the moment. Did a 45.6 last time out. Big Dan doing a 47.5, so he is struggling with that worn tyre. Madalinsky there as well. He's got a totally worn tyre, and it's softs. He did a 46.4. So a little bit off of the guys ahead. Shiren comes out. Oh, has Shiren pitted earlier? He should have been behind Matt Psycho. What's gone on there? Has he been in again just because he wants to go to the end? That is weird, because he pitted at the same time as Matt Psycho. And I remember seeing him behind Matt Psycho when he come across all that traffic. But Shiren yet to get by the cars that haven't pitted. And maybe he's pacing himself. Maybe he feels he can get this car to the end of the race, and he just has to wait for everyone to pit for him to move on up. So Shiren in 8th place, not making much headway to the cars ahead. Snorlax as well after his pit stop. Homesick still not pitted, remember, he's up there in 2nd. These are who Homesick's racing, Shiren and Snorlax when he goes into pit. Mrs. Guesty still not pitted. She's in 10th at the moment, and she's looking to try and get Coy, who went onto the hard tyres, we suspect is going to the end of the race. So yeah, Mrs. Guesty has to pull out a bit of time on him. Harvey right there in the sweet spot, chasing down the Mitsubishi in his BMW. Great race. Pat made that pit stop. He's gone to hards as well. He's going same strategy as Coy, I believe, and trying to take that all the way to the end. Ooh. But the thing they forgot is hard tyres aren't worth a toss. They're useless, pointless. They're not even worth burning. So Madalinsky is into the pits, as is the halves. So Coy's going to start getting some business done now, as Mrs. Guesty joins them in for a box. And Pat, who already has boxed, is he going to gain? He's not, you know, he's a bit away. They could get out ahead of him. And Madalinsky's on the move already. Half a tank of fuel, that probably is going to get him to the end on the medium tyres. And Koi Carp is gone, like the bandit. Snorlax, he's some way off that battle with Shiren, and still Bazza and Big Dan yet to pit. Matt Psycho closing in on Haza. He's got the fastest lap, and Haza just trying to stay ahead of Matt Psycho. Meanwhile, Homesick Alien yet still hasn't pitted. He's taking this deep. He wants them soft tyres. He wants a two-stop, but like we've saw, I mean, he wants a one-stop, but like we've seen with Koi Carp and someone else, they put the hard tyres on. Sorry, I don't mean to dish you. Who was it? Pat. Sorry, Pat. have gone hard tyres. I think Homesick is trying to take those mediums as late into the race as he possibly can so he can finish on the soft tyre. And he's doing a super job. Big Dan's gone in, Baz has gone in. Sharen's moved up and into 5th place, but he was so close to Matt Psycho. He's dropped right back as Matt Psycho gets past the lapped car of Silver Star. No, yes, of Silver Star. Silver Star getting out of the way quite nicely. Well, from what I saw, I don't know. Snorlax up 6, so they've only just got to their blocks. And Koikap then easily back into his 7th spot, but he's on the hard tyres, and I suspect the Baz and Big Dan might go for something a little faster. Yes, Bazza, the crazy mofo, has gone for racing softs. Big Dan is on the mediums. He's already used the hards this round, so he has ticked the 2 compound box. And the Baz has gone crazy land with the softs, so Big Dan could catch out the Baz near the end of the race, but the Baz wants to go and race with Koi, and Koi on those hard tyres is not getting anything better than 45s. With the mediums, we've seen 43s, so it's interesting. Homesick does finally pit. Kimi does not. Kimi stays out. So Haza still holding on to that 3rd, but look who's getting very close. But I feel that he's going to have to pit again. Maybe not, you know. No, I thought so. It looks to me that Matt Psycho might be on the better strategy. If his tyres stay in there, I didn't think they'd last as long as his pits from when he pitted. But it seems like he's doing the do, and Haza is in trouble. Homesick returns back to the track, and he's jumped Sharen. Staying out so long, and he's got the soft tyres on with Sharen on the mediums, and Homesick Alien has moved the Bishop to in shooting distance of Sharen's King. And Sharen then, on a tyre that's not as grippy, has got a lot of work to do to try and catch that Alien. Snorlax as well in a perfect position. Sharen is in trouble here with the medium tyre. Sharen could be in major problems down the road with the Lexus there. Now the final person to pit stop, I'm pretty sure, I said that without thinking, but I'm pretty sure everyone else has pitted. And the final person to pit is Kimi. Comes in to change those medium tyres, and Haza will be back in the lead of the race, I'm sure. And Matt Psycho is going to be a lot closer to Kimi now in the final throes of this race. The sun looks like it's going down in the distance, and it looks beautiful as Matt Psycho now in the toe of Haza, going for it up the inside down to the first corner as we see Kimi coming out of the pits, and it's Matt Psycho leading this race. Matt Psycho takes the lead from the Haas, and this championship is going to be one hell of a tight thing as Haza then sits behind the Pug on the medium tyres. What more can he do? He just hasn't got the tyres. He's got to hope in not 11 laps that Matt Psycho's tyres are screaming mercy. I'm still not sure he's going to get to the end of the race on this. I think he might have to have another pit stop, but he's going to lose a lot of places if he does. And yes, Kimi's come out on a racing softs, half a tank of fuel, and he's got half a tank of fuel. Oh, Matt, I'm not sure, you know. The Battle of the Pugs is complicated. It's very complicated. I can't work it out. I think Matt Psycho might have to pit again. No, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't want to lay any cash down on that one. I just have a feeling. I have a feeling that he might have to do something at the end. Haza then in second place, just playing the waiting game, really. He just has to wait out Matt Psycho because fuel doesn't seem to add up. Homesick Alien. So everyone's got half a tank, but Matt Psycho's got like a quarter. So yeah, I'm not getting good vibrations Like the Beach Boys used to get good vibrations. I'm not getting good ones from that strategy. Homesick Alien then in 4th place. And he's not that much far ahead of Snorlax, you know. And Snorlax could cause an upset, but the Snorlax killing that soft tyre softly with his song. Killing it softly with his song. Killing it softly with his song. So Snorlax then just doing a bit of rubber tormenting out there. We do have some fetishes for that, and Shiren's just sitting tight, I guess, hoping that the Alien and Snorlax's tyres bullet themselves before the end of the race, and he's just clinging on in. The Bazinator in 7th, doing some great lap times so far on those soft tyres, with Koi Cup on the hard, so Baz has caught Koi and got past, and Big Dan is on his way on the mediums, but Big Dan did a 45.0 last time out, and Koi Cup a 45.6, and so Big Dan has to pick up the pace if he wants to catch the fellow non-Lexus ahead of him. Then medium tyres on Madalinsky, he's in 10th, and he's in the non-Mazda ahead of the halves in the Beamer. So Harvey having a cracker here on soft tyres as well, racing Madalinsky's mediums. Madalinsky doing a 44.9 last time out, and the halves of 44.8. It's very tight between the two of them. Pat and the two Mitzies with their elbows out, who's going for what? And it's Pat who is ahead on the racing hard tyres, so Mrs. Guesty should get the advantage in the corners. Tighter, more grip, for the soft tyres, and Pat on the racing hard tyres, as he's just got to make that Mitsubishi as wide as he possibly can. And what a battle between these two drivers. On board with Mrs. Guesty, she's going for the outside. Pat's, ooh, hello. We give space here, Pat, remember? Could have given her a little racing room, but in the end it didn't matter. Pat lost out, and now he's got to get out of the way for the leaders. But Mrs. Guesty then through and in 12th, and Pat's off the road. The hard tyres really paying a nightmare, and we've lost another driver. We've lost a pilot. Anyone seen a pilot out there? It's Jokers, I think. And Silverstar then in 14th, sticking with the plan. He's on them soft tyres. Oh, he's killing the soft tyres though. So Matt Psycho leads this race, but his soft tyres are virtually dead. The fuel is okay. I think the fuel will get him there, actually. It's just, can the tyres? And Kimi is up against Haza, up ahead of Haza, 40.8. He's chasing down a Matt Psycho, who has the fastest lap so far. And the wild card here is really living up to the reputation of what a wild card is. He's really mixing it up in that championship battle. And the person he's taking points away from, though, is his fellow countryman. So Matt Psycho then gets past Mrs. Mitzi. Mrs. Mitzi? Mrs. Guesty. Oh my heavens, God. What's going on? I'm really tired, you know. We did a lot of travelling the last day, and then I got to work. I've stopped using English. So, yeah. I'm feeling it, okay. 21 of 29 laps done. We're nearly there. Come on, we can do this. Let's have another swig of that energy drink. If they did do a can of Red Bull, like Matt Psycho's livery, what do you reckon, what flavour would that be? Black and silver. Like Bovril flavour or something. So Kimi then weaving one side to another, just trying to decide what side to overtake Matt Psycho. And Matt Psycho's trying to stay as wide as possible, but on the apex as well, to protect that inside line. And Kimi just playing with his food at the moment, isn't he? He's just like a cat, just having a little fiddle. And Matt Psycho, it is true. It is true, that weird feeling we had, that he had another pit stop to make. He's in. So Kimi is in the lead, Haase in second, and Matt Psycho has to service the Peugeot. As is Homesick going to steal a podium away from Matt Psycho? That is crazy town. And probably more than Homesick Alien could hope for. But it does look true as he puts a lap on the pat, down the straight, onto the brakes, ahead of the Psycho. Interesting stuff. Interesting. And Snorlax is into the pits, but we did see he was hurting his tyres, and Shiren's waiting game is paid off. And here comes Matt Psycho, a new fresh set of soft tyres behind Shiren. This has not worked well for Matt Psycho. Someone's going to get kicked in the Peugeot team, I believe, because both of Matt Psycho's pit stops has put him dead in the traffic that he just doesn't need. When we talk about traffic, look at Baz up to 6th, Snorlax still in the pits. Big Dan, is he going to gain that spot? He's gained a spot from Koikarp. The hard tyres not helping him. Really, dude, maybe worth going in. You've got to... Oh, no, Madalitz is quite close. It might be worth Koikarp really going in and just putting some softs on like Matt Psycho's done, because you're just losing spaces and places. Snorlax then out of the pits just ahead of Bigger Dan. Bigger Dan on the medium, Snorlax on the soft. As soon as his tyres are up to temperature, he should be able to pull away from the Bazonator with not Bazonator, from Big Dan. Sorry, I'm tired. It's a struggle. I thought I was full of beans when we started. It suddenly came over me. So the Baz then in 6th, chasing down Matt Psycho, who is all over Shiren like a rash. And Homesick Alien is doing a super job, really. That's quite a distance he's got to make up as Matt Psycho before he can catch the Hyundai. We might see Homesick Alien on the podium here, where it should have been a Peugeot whitewash. But let's not speak too soon. We still have 6 laps to go in this race. Kimi has torn it and he's pulled away. Haase following in his wake. And those tyres aren't going to wear out, are they? He's on a similar strategy to the Alien, and it seems to be a good strategy that's worked well. Now, Matt Psycho's got the move done on Shiren. I apologise for missing it, but Shiren's on a used set of mediums. Matt Psycho's on a fresh set of softs. The Baz is back in. And Bigger Daneth is going to move on up to the dizzying heights of 6th place, and Snorlax is up into 7th. Snorlax went in for a set of softs, another splash, a bit of a splash and dash like Matt Psycho did, and Koikarp on those hard tyres. Possibly I may have been wrong about him needing to pop into the pits and put softs on, because he's right there in the thick of the action with Big Dan, and he's ahead now of the Baz, who's come out of the pits on a set of soft tyres. Harvey's gone in as well to put on another set of softs. And Mrs. Guesty then, what will she do? Are those tyres good for the end for her? It looks like it, but is Harv's going to get out ahead? She's kind of been racing Harvey for this whole race. And I think this one now is going to go Guesty's way, Mrs. Guesty's way. But the Harvey is on fresh rubber, close to the end of the race. He could catch up our lovely lady of the races. Pat in 13th. Those hard tyres, it's just no good. And Silverstar in 14th. I thought we were going to see him catching up with Pat. It hasn't seemed to happen. I think he's pitted again, that's why. So Kimi has got the fastest lap. He's leading this race quite healthily. Haase seems a safe 2nd place now, just driving it on home. Homesick Alien on the soft tyres of 42.4. Haase's in the 41s, you see. Even Homesick is not going to be able to create those miracles. And Matt Psycho, we saw him just about getting past Shiren. Shiren doing a 45 last time out. He's got Bigger Daneth behind him, but by some way. So Shiren then, he's pretty much just driving for 5th place here. He could hope that Alien's tyres fall off, But I think even if they fall off, he's got a distance ahead of Shiren where he could be quite safe as Shiren's mediums start fading. Snorlax back up to 6th already. He's pulled the move on Biggest Daneth, and Snorlax then into 6th place where he was before. He made the pit stop, so he's lost nothing, and now he can run to the end on a tidy set of tyres as Big Dan pulling off a fantastic strategy here to get up into 7th. Koikap on the hard tyres has now been caught by Madalinsky, and God, really, is it? I mean, we've only got 5 laps left, I know, but surely Koikap, it's got to be worth putting a set of softs on just to run. You don't lose that much time in the pits, do you? Well, you do, I suppose. Matt Psycho's miles behind Homesick Alien. A 140.5 from Matt Psycho. He's getting closer, you know. Yeah, he's 2 seconds faster than the Alien at this point. Homesick Alien finding himself a back marker of Harvey. And let's see how this is dealt with. Harv's right over. No, he feels he's got the pace, but Harv has just pitted, remember, so he's got a fresh set of softs on, we assume. And maybe he feels that he can help the Alien more by giving him a tow, and the Alien would appreciate a tow. It just doesn't need to be slowed down as he fights to stay ahead of Matt Psycho. And look at that was fine on it. I don't think Homesick Alien was held up too much there. Although Harv's fancy's coming back, he just wants to have a little race. And Homesick Alien then getting himself around as Matt Psycho is pushing with everything he's got to try and gain on the Alien in the next 4 laps. And Harvey having a bit of a wiggle on in the background there. And Homesick Alien too far away from Haza or Kimmy to get anything done there. And Shiren in 5th. He's going to mix the table up. Snorlax is there as well with a very fast pace. Big Dan on those old mediums, getting older by the second. Koikap still ahead of Madalinsky. So Madalinsky's medium tyres, he's struggling against the Koi at the moment. Their lap times are down to 46s, and they've got Crazy Bazza chasing them down, and he's in the 42s. So Madalinsky and Koikap could be in a spot of bother here, because the Bazza is on his way. Mrs. Guesty then, her soft tyres starting to die out, and the halves who we saw pit onto a fresh set of softs. No, who's that? Silver Star a lap down. Oh no, Silver Star's getting done by Snorlax. So who's the blue car? Oh, that's Homesick Alien, sorry, mixing it up with Harvey and Mrs. Guesty. He's through now though, and Homesick Alien finding all the traffic on this lap. Still maintaining 42s though, with Matt Psycho in the 40s, but Matt Psycho also has to come across that traffic to try and reclaim that final podium position. Shiren, he's too far back now, and the medium tyres are pretty mullered, but he's got a good distance on Snorlax, but Snorlax on a fresh set of softs with 3 laps to go. 42.4 with Shiren doing 44s. Yeah, I think Shiren should be safe for that 5th place. Snorlax 6th with Big Dan. He's safe behind him, I think. But Madalinsky and Koikap having an absolute battle out there, and but giving it to Baz. That's the problem with the huge battle that they're having. Bazza is on his way. He's coming. So the non-Lexus and the non-Mazda having a battle there, and you can see they don't look anything alike. I don't know why I get the two mixed up. I'm just Mazda Lexus blind. Maybe I don't recognise the Asian car manufacturing industry. But Koikap, or maybe it's just because they're so goddamn dull, I'm not interested. Not the liveries are beautiful, but just the cars, the shape of them. Not much fun there. I suppose that front end of the Lexus is quite fine. So Madalinsky, another run on Coy. Get in the toe, lad. Don't have a look out of it. Just tuck yourself right in behind him. And don't get caught out by the braking because you'll be going faster. He's gone to have a look for the outside. And Coy Carp, ooh, more. Oh, the racing should cease, but they're quite far ahead of whoever it is coming up to lap them. And Coy Carp doing an absolute super job keeping the Madalinsky behind, who's on the faster tyre. And Madalinsky just unable to get anything done about Coy Carp. We're on lap 27, and guess who's just entered the chat? It's the Baz already, looking to get a move done on Madalinsky. And Harvey is ahead. He's been fighting Mrs. Guesty this whole race, and now Harvey with that. Oh, and Madalinsky making his own space there, looking like he was having a bit of a door bang with Coy. And Bazza just picks the pieces up and now burns past the Madalinsky. And Madalinsky, though, staying with him down there for the break into the corner. And it's the Mazda ahead of the Lexus. And we've got Matt Psycho trying to come through. This is the traffic that Homesick Alien had to make his way through. Oh, he is getting closer, though, is Matt Psycho. We're on lap 28 of 29. And Kimi also coming through this traffic. Haza as well. Just a nice clean track for Haza, just chilling out and bringing it on home. Homesick Alien. His tyres are starting to look shot, and Matt Psycho is just would be liking to get more traction going on here on chasing him down. He has pretty much cleared most of the lap cars. Oh no, where are they all? Shiren in 5th, Snorlax in 6th. There's no fight there between Shiren and Snorlax. Big Dan is ahead of the Baz, who's got past Madalinsky, Coy Carp. So the Baz now chasing down Big Dan. Can he catch him before the end of the race? He's just about to get lapped by the Peugeot of Kimi, the leader. I thought that was Matt Psycho having to fight his way through, but it's not. It's the leader of the race, whom is on his final lap, I think. So if we go up, so there he is, 43.2. He's got the fastest lap of the race, and the Baz stays out of his way and lets the Peugeot through. So it comes around. Very awkward part of the track. Haza in 2nd, no one near him. And it does look like Homesick Alien may get that podium because the Peugeot just seems a little too far back on this final lap. And around the final corner comes the rookie, Kimi J. Hakaba. Great win. And Haza then bring that home in 2nd. Bazza gets 8th place there. He couldn't catch Big Dan up in the end. And Haza grabs a great 2nd in that battle, that championship battle, where every point counts. And Homesick Alien looks to get a podium as Matt Psycho tries to get it, but it's definitely going to have Homesick Alien's name all over it as he comes around that final corner, and the sun is absolutely dashing around here. And it's Homesick Alien, take a boom, my son. He grabs himself a podium and takes points away from Matt Psycho, who he desperately needs. And Matt Psycho in 4th. Shiren looks to get 5th. There's nothing, I think everyone else is pretty much finished. So we'll watch Shiren for 5th place. Shiren just consistently scoring those points though. It's always good in a championship, scoring points, that is, consistently. So Shiren then comes around that final corner and claims 5th place in the BMW. Snorlax in the Lexus is going to get 6th. He caught Big Dan up as well, didn't he? Snorlax had a cracker at the end there, just catching people, overtaking them, having fun. Oh, he had a little tap there with Star-Lord, Silver Star, sorry. And Snorlax then coming around, didn't get past the back marker. I think it was just a bit of fun there between the two, and Snorlax gets 6th, with Big Dan coming home in 7th. Totally shot tyres. Oh, I better pause it because I don't know who's crossed and who hasn't. Bazza gets himself 8th. Did everyone cross the line? They have, so let's go at the top. So, the new boy just rocks up and takes the win. Cracking stuff there from Kimmy. Well done, mate. Haza in 2nd. Great for his championship. Great for the championship. He's going to catch Matt Psycho up. Will he be ahead of him the next round? We'll find out. And then Homesick Alien rounds out the podium. Great drive from the Alien. Great strategy. Going late. And jumping Matt Psycho, who had to take a 2nd stop, but found a lot of traffic and a struggle to catch up with the Alien again. Shiren looked like everything had fallen apart after his pit stop, but he just sat tight and let everything fall apart around him. Homesick got the jump on him, but Homesick got the jump on Matt Psycho as well. So, great stuff in 5th. Snorlax in 6th. A great drive from a great driver. Big Dan in 7th. Good points for Big Dan again. And the Baz in 8th. Went into the pits and got a jump on Madalinsky and Koikarp near the end there. It was tight, though, between himself and Madalinsky. Madalinsky in 9th with Koikarp. Those hard tyres is a tough decision, but he stuck with it. And he got himself a top 10 finish, with Harvey coming home in 11th with his race-long battle with the Mitsubishi of Mrs. Guesty. He came out on top in the end with that last run with soft tyres. And, Mrs. Guesty's tyres were absolutely torn asunder at the end. And that must have been an absolutely tough few laps near the end. Pat on the hard tyres, same with Koikarp. And it's a tough choice to make. And in the end, got 13th with Silver Star in 14th. And no Flashman or Jokers at the end. So that is round 2 of the Super Touring Car Championship. Please hunt us out. Come and find us in our Discord. Come and have a chat with us. I was your broadcaster and your commentator, Ray. Ray Sincars. Where's there to tell you? It's going to be a mess this week. I don't know when I've got time to do what, and I've got so many replays of the races, so it looks like I don't know, I suppose any of you care about the car as the star. That's probably going to take a backseat for a bit until we can catch up with these replays. Can't think of anything else, so thank you for joining us, and interact with YouTube somehow, just so it gets shared out to the people, because you know us, and you are probably in the VRC, and you're probably racing, so don't be selfish, share the love, get this video circulating. We like these big lobbies, we like full lobbies, and we want to reach out for new people to come and join our beautiful community. Peace and love. Peace and love.